Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, please subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest Star Trek news on YouTube. Or even if you're a viewer that's been here many times before but hasn't committed to clicking that big red button, please go ahead and subscribe. You know you want to. So today we're talking about episode 4, Star Trek Discovery, season 4, entitled All Is Possible. We're going to have a look at the trailer for this upcoming episode that's on later on this week. And we're also going to have a look at some promotional photos from the episode to see what we can learn about what's coming up for our crew. We've got Tilly and Adira off on an away mission with some Starfleet cadets. We've got Burnham dealing with some political stuff on Navarre. We've got Book and Tilly in counselling with Culber. It seems like there's a fair bit going on. So let's take a look at this trailer and then we're going to look at the photos for Discovery, Season 4, Episode 4.
Been something on your mind.
I've been trying to step outside my comfort zone, like little baby steps.
Looks like we've got Tilly and a bunch of cadets in a shuttlecraft crash landing on a planet somewhere. So it definitely seems like Tilly has got this crisis of conscience going on where ever since she took command last season and Sara took over the ship, I think she's been second-guessing herself quite a bit.
One interesting thing I did notice in this trailer is that the snow globe that Tilly is gazing into is featuring a little model of the NX-01, the original Archer's Enterprise. So I wonder what inspiration this snow globe poses to Tilly.
Challenge myself.
Go. Get inspired.
Okay.
And it looks like Dr. Culber has been the one to kind of, nudge her to get out there, get back on the proverbial horse, get some confidence back again. She's always been a bit awkward and a bit, foot in mouth kind of thing. But I think she's struggling a little bit more since she was maybe put into the command chair a little bit too soon. I think that was generally the common consensus between most fans that I read comments for last season or whatever, is like, Tilly's only an ensign. Like, she should not be sitting in the chair as the commanding officer of the Discovery just yet. She needs a little bit more experience first. After what happened, it's understandable that she's lost a bit of confidence.
Okay. So fun.
This planet that Tilly and Adira are on with the bunch of cadets, we know that Burnham in this episode is doing some political machinations with the Navarran government and so forth. So I wonder whether Discovery has been called to Navarre, and based on what we saw in the 2009 J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie, we know that there is a ice planet that is Class M in the vicinity of Vulcan, because we saw young Captain Kirk being chased by a giant monster in the snow. I wonder whether this is the same planet, because we know there is a snow planet with all manner of weird life forms on it. The creature looks a little bit different, but the environment looks the same, or very similar at least.
Today is about the very future of Starfleet.
The anomaly has ignited old and new fears alike.
And it seems like, based on what President Torina says, that there's a little bit of dissemination in the ranks on Navarre between the Romulan and the Vulcan people, just in terms of how they're going to tackle the problem of the anomaly. I think it's probably, if I had to guess, bringing up old memories for the Romulans because their planet was destroyed by the supernova. And the Romulans lost their world, and obviously in the interim, the Romulans have had to move to Vulcan, which they've now renamed of Navarre. So I'm guessing that there's probably a little bit of dredging up of old memories here in terms of this anomaly passing through the galaxy and wiping out whole planets, because let's face it, the Romulans have already lost their planet once. We don't want to lose Navarre as well, but we don't know where this anomaly is going. I think there's going to be a lot of issues come into play that go back to the whole destruction of the Romulan homeworld.
So, typical day.
But it certainly looks like in this episode we've got lots of interesting things going on. We've got some political machinations on Navarre. We've got Tilly and the cadets and Adira fighting off sort of giant starfish kind of creatures on ice worlds. It's got a bit of everything this episode, it would seem. So let's now have a look at some of these promo photos from the episode and see what we can learn about them. First, we've got a shot of Kovic. Good to see him back again. David Cronenberg is always a good presence on this show. He's always a bit of a sneaky kind of covert character. We're never kind of sure what his backstory is, what department he's from. Obviously, there's been some speculation as to whether he's a Section 31 person or whether he's a former president of the Federation who just now consults for them, or whether he's something else entirely. But they sort of bring him in on these sort of strange, somewhat off-centre situations. And we've got Tilly and Adira here in the shuttle bay with the bunch of cadets. So this is obviously pre them taking off and going down or crash landing on this ice planet we see them on in the trailer. We've got a bunch of Starfleet cadets there in the background, and what we can see is a shuttle as well. This is the scene where they're talking to Kovic. President Torina on Navarre, part of the council meeting that Saru and Burnham attend. Burnham and Saru behind a big conference table of some kind on Navarre, dealing with whatever the situation is they're dealing with. Obviously, it's related to the anomaly. Another shot of Burnham and Saru, this time back in the ready room on board the Discovery. And now we've got Burnham having a chat with Stamets, and they've got some plates of food in front of them there. I gotta say, this is one of the first times in Star Trek where I've actually looked at the food that they're eating, and it hasn't looked like squares of fruit salad or some disgusting produce of some kind. It actually looks like a palatable meal. A shot here of President Rillick on the Discovery, and she's obviously having a chat with Captain Burnham here in her dress uniform, obviously getting ready to go down to Navarre, discuss whatever's on the minds of the collective Romulan and Vulcan people. Here we get a shot of our Orion Starfleet cadet, and his name is Cadet Haral, or Haral, potato, potato, tomato, tomato. And our next shot is of our other Starfleet cadet, whose name is Gorev, and he looks like he is a Tellarite. Here's a shot of our cadets, plus Adira and Tilly walking in the snow on the planet they happen to crash land on. And here we've got our cadets plus Tilly. I'm not sure what this is that Tilly's got here. It looks like a kind of a rope or something. Looks like it's made of sort of wire mesh or something. But we don't see Adira in this shot, so I wonder whether something happens to Adira.
I'm guessing the lightning hits the ice here and it breaks off part of the ground that Adira is standing on, and they fall down the cliff and they have to rescue them.
And in our next shot, we just have our cadets plus Tilly and Adira wandering through the snow again. Looks like they're out on location somewhere. They've actually filmed this, series is filmed in Toronto. So I'm guessing they went out to the woods in Toronto in winter sometime to film this. We've got Book doing a bit of a therapy session with Dr. Culber in his office or quarters or wherever it happens to be. And it looks like Book's getting a bit agitated. He's got something that resembles a pen in his hand, and it looks like he's about to stab Dr. Culber with a pen. He's not happy. It looks like he's sort of saying, "Analyse me once more time, doctor, and I'm going to stab this pen in your eye," or something to that effect. Another shot of Book here in the counselling session with Dr. Culber. Little tiny coffee table or something on the ground there, or it might be a little stove. I don't know, something to do with maybe some sort of meditation. It looks like Book. It looks like he's cooking a little mini pizza. He's got a little pizza or a pancake, something here. He's got just making a little tiny pizza.
I'm joking, of course. It looks more like a pile of sand for some form of meditation, perhaps.
And Book here looking rather sad. Obviously, he's as part of this therapy session with Dr. Culber. He's clearly going into what's on his mind regarding the destruction of his homeworld Quajan and the loss of his nephew and brother. Wider shot here of Culber and Book, and a reverse angle here with Culber, looking a bit more casual in this shot with his after hours clothes on, not his medical uniform on, and another angle here on the same scene, but a two shot. And a single shot of Culber. And this time we've got Tilly in the session with Culber, so obviously we've got whether it's Book first or Tilly first, who knows. I'm guessing it's probably Tilly first, maybe then Book for the remainder of the episode, because obviously we know Tilly's off on the away mission with the rest of the cadets. So we've got a couple of sessions back-to-back here from the looks of things with Culber. And again, a two-shot with Tilly and Culber during this counselling session on board the Discovery. So there we go, guys. That's our photos and our trailer for this week's episode. Only a couple of days before that hits our screens. Looking forward to that. Hopefully that'll be a good one.
Also, guys, quick heads up that it is 15% off in the merch store for the next 2 days, 7th and 8th of December. Last chance to pick yourself up a bargain before Christmas. Get onto that one for a great bargain in my merch store.
Great for Christmas presents for a loved one or a friend. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what your anticipations are for this episode, and let me know what your theories are about this planet that Tilly and the cadets are on with this sort of giant snow monster, and what your thoughts are on that. Guys, please leave a super thanks if you're able to. It really helps the channel out, much appreciated. If not, just like and comment as you do. I'll see you guys very soon for my next video. Catch you soon.